Here's a question.
No.
Would you... Hold on. Would you be interested in sharing a dream with someone? Is that
Well,
an
I
experience?
have.
Ooh.
So we're not gonna get into this.
Come on, that sounds good. You can't tease like that.
Well,
what do
like,
you mean?
I mean, just think about like the astrophysical space that we have here around us, right? And if we're able to be lucid in our dreams, we're able to travel and astral project into other people's dreams.
Okay.
I have shared a dream. We're not gonna actually talk about it because it is private. But I have shared a dream with someone before. I'm not gonna put them on blast or anything.
Sign up to our Patreon for Erica's ASMR and shared dream experience.
Shared dreams.
Welcome to Seeing This, the movie podcast where we bring fresh movie reviews, celebrate our favorite movie anniversaries, compete in competitive movie drafts, and much, much more. I'm Mike Ornelas. Erica McMullen is joining me on the podcast today for the episode celebrating the 20th anniversary of Paprika, a Japanese animated film full of creativity and imagination. Just the two of us holding it down. Adrian's sitting this one out, but I think this film has plenty for both of us to talk about.
On that note, I think he would like this film.
We'll have to follow up with them because there's a lot going on.
Brain on movie.
It is a brain on movie, but it's also animated in a way I think he would find interesting. So we'll have to follow up with Adrian, see what he thinks, but plenty for us to talk about here between the two of us. Just quickly, some programming updates. Friday, I will have an interview with filmmaker Vanessa Estevez on her animated short film called Christopher and the Bug. Really interesting story. It's as if they put Erica in an animated owl film as a how do you say that word? Tremuggin?
Wait.
Shermuggin. No.
You know what? That might be a word that I just can't say.
You folks know what I'm talking about. As a recluse, independent owl who gets an uninvited, unexpected friend guest as a bug. Some holiday vibes to it, but we'll talk about that with the filmmaker on Friday. And then next Monday, we are covering for a main new movie release review, Robert Pattinson and Zendaya's latest film, The Drama. We also have our newsletter coming out this week with our latest merch. The sun is coming out. I mean, it's always out in California, but
yeah,
everywhere else it's warming up. So we have some.
You say that, Michael, and today it is overcast, foggy. It was raining like 10 minutes ago. I don't know what's happening.
Heaven forbid in April you get one cloudy day.
But it's like so random because it was getting really hot down here. So like one time you say that, I was like, actually, it's really fucking shitty weather today.
Well, the sun is on its way across the country, I'm sure. And we have some swimwear coming out for this month's latest merch. It's pretty funny. I think you'll appreciate the design.
Okay.
But don't miss out on our newsletter. You can subscribe at seeingthispod.com/subscribe. Follow us across all our socials. I just watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie and did an instant reaction. We were going to cover it as a main episode, but
I was just going to ask you, I was like, where are we supposed to cover that movie?
I mean, if you still want to watch it, Erica, like I encourage you to, and maybe we can do a quick chat about it.
From what I understand, I am still going to go see that movie. So.
Cool. I mean, we can talk about it. If you find that there's enough compelling material to talk about, maybe we'll do that and then the drama. But we'll see.
What a duo! What a combination of movies, though.
Super Mario movie, the Galaxy movie, and the drama. Yeah. 2 peas in a pod. But let's get on to our celebration of the 20th anniversary of Paprika. So this movie I have seen before. Mm-hmm. I had recommended it to you, Erica, on a previous episode, which you hadn't seen it, but you did see it here for this, which I hope is the case. Otherwise, it's going to be an interesting podcast.
No. Yeah.
So we'll kick off right to our first category, the Will Smith at the Oscars. Does this still slap? And I'll turn it to you on your thoughts and if you feel that this movie still slaps 20 years later. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think it really does. It's Japanese animated, so it has that feel to it, right? It has that almost like that, everything is hand drawn specifically. Like it felt really really organic, which I really appreciated. I think it still slaps. I had a great time with this. Um, Christopher Nolan, if you're watching,
We
shut
need
the
your
fuck up.
comment.
Shut the fuck up. You totally got some inspiration from this movie.
We need your comment.
I never
See, not
seen it. Shut up. You at least heard about it.
not having Adrian here has thrown off our rhythm because I didn't even do the letterbox description, which will give some premise to what we're going to be talking about. So let me do that really quick.
Sorry.
So Paprika released in 2006, directed by Satoshi Kon. This is your brain on anime. When a machine that allows therapists to enter their patient's dream is stolen, all hell breaks loose. Only a young female therapist can stop it and recover it before damage is done. Paprika. So this film, as I mentioned, directed by Satoshi Kon, stars voice actors Megumi, and I hope I get these names down right, Megumi Hayashibara, Tohuru Emori, Katsunosuke Hori, and Toru Furuya. Apologies again if I mess those names up. But this film, as Erica alluded to, Christopher Nolan definitely pulled some stuff
Yeah.
for Inception. The premise, the specific scenes in this film is very much frame for frame the same as Inception.
Yeah.
Nolan hasn't ever said that he have seen Paprika or got inspired by Paprika. He says that he was working on the script back in 2001, which would have been before Paprika, but I mean,
That's what he
come on.
says.
That's what he says. This definitely still slaps. This was my second time watching it around for this episode. And I think the first time I watched it, it's very like, what the hell is this? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? The creative imagery of the characters, the dreams that we enter, and the script itself is really ahead of its time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really talking about like a shared consciousness at times and the ability to even enter someone's dream and merge.
I'm literally this is a top movie for me. Like I
Hell yeah.
really, really enjoyed this. Yeah.
Yeah, just so many different philosophies and ideas going on in this movie.
Hard to do though, right? Like having a lot of different, I mean, we've talked about multiple movies where sometimes it feels like it doesn't know where to pick a lane. I thought this movie did it very well. Like I liked
Right.
it. I liked because it was just chaotic enough. I felt like, like okay, it really sets you up like we're on a ride. Like this is gonna be an adventure. Like I hope you know that,
100%. And it was adapted from a novel written by Yaotaka Tsuisui. And then the screenplay was co-written by Seshi Minakimi and Satoshi Kon. And the fact that they're able to navigate this story in a way that, like you said, is chaotic enough to be like very surreal, but there's still like a through line. There's still
Yeah.
like a plot line that goes from A to B to C. That's kind of lacking in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, but we're not here to talk about that. That's just chaotic in its own way.
I can imagine though. You know what I mean? Like I think like if I were to go and see that movie, that is what I'm expecting. Kind of. Like video games and at least like with this it's modeled after a novel, right? So there is a beginning and an end to the novel. Whereas like with
Right.
video games, especially adapting them into movies, like sometimes it's hard to like follow a plot and keep the attention, and you're making this movie for both kids and maybe some adults because they're gonna be in the theater, and it's a tough line. It's a tough line to follow.
And this movie is for adults. It's not for kids.
Yes.
Maybe some kids, but there is some graphic.
It's like for the kids who like remember their past lives. Like it's,
Yeah, and are okay with nudity because there are a couple
yeah.
topless scenes towards the end,
Yeah.
female topless nudity in it. It's not like graphic. There is one graphic-ish scene that we'll get to as we talk, I'm sure. But the first 30 minutes of this movie, you're kind of finding out what lane this is on. Like the story, you're still kind of like what is
Yeah.
happening the first 30 minutes, but it does a great job of like over the course of the rest of the movie, like things start to click in place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I definitely feel that this still slaps and is a
Definitely.
movie that if you haven't seen it yet, it is
Oh,
available on YouTube and Criterion. YouTube you can watch for free. It does have some ads, which kind of breaks up the momentum, but just pretend it's the 90s and you got commercials on
you
TV.
can go to the bathroom during the commercial break.
Yeah, it gives you a little timer so you know how much time you have to get away. But the themes, dialogue felt ahead of its time, like I said.
Yeah.
Would still slap with current generations. Like it'd actually be interesting to have one of our guest hosts, Anthony, Adrian's son, my godson.
Oh, I'd be very
To,
interested to see on what like a teenager feels about this
yeah.
film.
I'm not a teenager. I'm 19 years old. Shout out Anthony. Had his birthday a couple weeks ago.
19.
I'm a grown ass man. Let's go to our next category, the Gladiator 2 unnecessary sequel. What happens in the sequel of this movie? Did you have anything come to mind on what a sequel would look like?
I don't know if I'd want a sequel necessarily, but I was thinking about, well, like, what if this led into like a film that we already kind of currently have? So
Hmm.
what it so like I'm just trying to think of like famous like movies where it's like, is it a
Inception.
dream? Besides Inception, right? Because it's
Sure,
obviously
sure.
like, but because
Well, we
I
kind of see it. We kind of see it, and this could be kind of a double feature when we get to that too. But like as I was thinking about this movie and what would go well with it, it's like The Cell, where they use a similar technology, the J-Lo movie where she goes into the mind of like a serial killer
yeah,
to try to uncover some stuff. So maybe if this technology is used in like
either
a
something
similar way.
either something like that or where it kind of goes into, I don't, there's an episode of Black Mirror where it's very similar. They go but
Mm.
it's crime related, right? So they go into the
Oh,
skies and
right,
then I think it's John Hamm is who plays the character. But they
right.
go inside his mind to get him to confess, right? So I think like maybe if we transitioned into like even if it did go into like live action or if it went into like another animated kind of thing where it's like it takes a dark turn where it's like
Mm.
they're in a dream but they see like some kind of crime happening and they have to like determine if it's like fantasy or I don't know. Like you'd
Or
maybe
it's even something with like a Minority Report, right? Isn't that the one where like they predict crimes are going to happen and they kind of go into someone's
yeah.
dream?
Or if they
Like maybe
start
they
to
use
like try
this.
to predict certain human behavior or like manipulate some way or the other.
Right.
Because the setting is already like a therapeutic type setting. So if we maybe take it out of that into like
Right.
something else where it could be maybe a little bit more dodgy, I think that'd be a
So
good
so
sequel.
so in the movie, there's a chairman of a company that kind of takes control of this machine to manipulate people's dreams, so on and so forth. And I think a sequel would be like, this kind of technology, as we're seeing with AI, is kind of inevitable. Like it's gonna pop up, it's gonna be used. So I was thinking, what if it shift to like an AI villain that's infiltrating the dreams as opposed to like a power hungry person, and the
Or
AI
like
uses
yeah, they've been, like, using AI to, like, help them, but then, like, they now have no control over the AI that's, like,
yeah, and
now it's on his own agenda or something.
and the AI is using the screens that we're exposed to essentially
Yeah,
subliminally enter our mind and our dreams, and
and
like that's
then
now the
it
villain that they have to
transitions
overcome.
into Alien, and it's actually Mother.
we're, we're really expanding here. But I liked playing with the idea that like AI is feeding us this dystopian dream. Like honestly,
Right.
my dream, my dreams have been pretty wild. I actually had my second dream about ice. I had one last night, and the fact that like we're just fed so much information and so much shit going on in the world that it's an interesting idea if like AI purposefully gave us these dystopian images. Meanwhile, in our real world, we still have nature, we still have beauty, we still have these wonderful escapes, which shouldn't be an escape, it should be routine. But I kind of like that juxtaposition of like, we're being fed dystopia, but we live in such a beautiful world. You know what I mean?
But do we, or are we in a
But
simulation?
here we go. The Matrix
But
part
that's what I
5.
mean, that's kinda like how I
Yeah.
felt watching Paprika, you know what I mean? Like, you feel it's pretty on point.
What's real? Right,
Yeah.
right, right. Next category, the Whip Whitaker from Flight No Fly Zone. Anything in this movie that hasn't aged well?
I'm, like, trying to think of anything that that hasn't aged well, right? I mean
I mean, since it's not a children's animated film, it gives us some flexibility to
yeah.
what can be allowed, and it's in a dream. I thought the only thing that stood out is there is some fat shaming, right? Like the guy that pretty much invented this DC mini device. They do kind of harp on him about his weight. He is very big. He is sweating all the time.
Very on brand for the culture, though.
As far as like fat shaming,
Yes. As far as, like,
okay.
standards of what living should be in certain cultures, yes.
So just to be clear, since Adrian's not here, you're getting us canceled by saying Japanese people fat shame, just to be
Did
clear.
I say that?
Well, you're saying to the culture that fat shaming is
In Asian culture, being fat is very taboo.
sure,
I guess
sure, sure,
I
sure,
should have
sure,
said
sure,
that. Like, that's what I
sure,
meant where
sure.
I said it's very on brand for, like, that to be not fat shaming, I guess, because I don't necessarily think it's a very different way of thinking, right? I don't think that they would think of it necessarily as shame versus, like, they gear it towards, like, "We're concerned about your health." Like, this is
Well,
not
that's not how they expressed it in the
no,
movie,
it's not
though.
how they express
So
it in
yeah,
there,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I think more so, like, today is it definitely is more geared towards that than fat shaming, I'd say. I could see
The
that,
only
yeah, but
the
I guess,
only
like,
other
with
thing
it
is,
being an adult movie, like, the nudity, like, it doesn't bother me, but it's also, like, not necessary.
well, yes, but I was gonna say if you're gonna have the nudity, it shows a woman's breasts exposed, but it doesn't show male genitalia when there very clearly were scenes where like there's something missing when we see the guy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
I
mean,
don't know
but
if that's like
that's just on brand for any kind of movie. Women are gonna be exploited for
I guess now in 2026 and like equal standards, like
like, if you're gonna show one, just show both.
correct, correct,
Got it.
correct, correct.
Yeah,
But maybe we're extra progressive in that regard. The next category, the M. Night Shyamalan twist ending. I have one I'll share and see what you think.
okay.
So
It was all a dream?
it's yeah. I mean, it's pretty basic, I guess. But like the idea that they're still in a dream and that the evil chairman hasn't been killed, but the illusion of his death is what they see. So then there's like an acceptance of living in this dream. You know what I mean? Which again kind of comes back to like Inception, where like that thimble or whatever like finally drops. It's like, are they in a dream? Are they not? That kind of idea.
Well, it was also like, okay, are they just not in his dream anymore? Are they in
Sure, maybe they're in someone else's shared dream.
yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, something along the lines of like, because it kind of ends in a bit of a happy ending as far as like,
A good twist, I think, could kind of be where you're like sequel, where like instead of the guy is dead, but there's an AI who's
mm,
posing as him instead. Like he's completely
mm.
taken over. He's convinced
Just
you
one
that
of the maybe like just like a clone. Since we were talking about that a couple episodes,
uh,
like the clone of the
he
chairman is
could,
dead,
yeah.
but
Or
he's still
his evil
alive.
twin.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No Country for Cold Takes. Hot takes. You got a hot take about this movie?
this movie needs to be re-released in theaters.
Like in
Like,
theaters.
yeah, this movie
Yeah.
could use a big release in these theaters. Yeah.
For sure. I think some independent, like being up here in Portland, there's tons of independent theaters. And I think sometimes they do show this film, but as far as like a wide release, like a
Yeah.
Phantom events that like what is it,
Yeah. Well,
AMC,
yeah,
I
because
think
like,
does or something.
we're getting, Lord of the Ring or we got Lord of the Rings in the theater, we're
Sure,
getting Lord of
sure.
the Rings in the theater. Granted, obviously, very different budgets, very different scale, very different stories, but I think a theatrical anniversary release of this film,
Do great.
I
Like,
think
can you
people would
imagine,
eat us up, like, I
like in IMAX as well, like
yeah,
have it on the IMAX. Hell yeah.
mhm. So I don't know if that's a
My
hot take, but I that's definitely my take.
I'll allow it as far as promoting more wide releases of older films, especially ones that are probably less seen by American
Yeah.
audiences. Here at Seen This, we're big proponents of promoting international films, and I think this is one that, yeah, like we opened with, still slaps, would do great, and I think with proper marketing promotions could get people out interested. The film that inspired Inception, even though Nolan denies it. See it now.
Let's get your
Um,
take. Do you think this is Inception?
Well, to my hot take, I think this film is better than Inception.
I'll agree to that.
I think,
And it's
pound for
you know what? Maybe that's my hot take because Inception's not
you're
that
taking my hot take.
I take it back. It's not that good.
I mean, Inception's good. I think just when it came out, I think Inception won like 4 Oscars or something like that. I don't recall off the top of my head, but like the vision of the shots, the special effects of like how they make the world kind of spin, and like the buildings growing up on top of each other and all this, like super state of the art at the time. But I think like as a cohesive story, watching Paprika, I think makes more sense, even though it's so out there with its imagery and like the
Mm.
different things that are happening. I think it still clicks a bit better than Inception does by the
I
end.
yeah, I liked it better too.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's our hot take. There you go.
I don't know if that's a
For though, if you've seen Paprika and Inception, tell us in the comments which one did you prefer. We're Team Paprika over here. Though, don't get me wrong, I love Christopher Nolan. Like, love him. Top 10 active director for me, for sure. But shed some love for
I don't know. We'll see
Paprika
what he
here.
does with the Odyssey, and then I'll judge him very harsh.
I think it's gonna. I mean, he hasn't really missed though, but I think this is his biggest swing as far as like cast goes with the Odyssey.
Listen, the hardest part that he's gonna have with the Odyssey is getting everybody to talk the same way.
Sure,
And it
sure.
was a big mishap in The Gladiator, letting I'm sorry, Denzel, but letting you
You're talking about the sequel, Gladiator
yeah,
2.
Gladiator
Yeah,
2, letting Denzel just talk how he talks
yeah.
was not accurate.
They
And
do that too in Macbeth, the
and
black and
people
white
are
Macbeth
already
film that came
going
out with Denzel.
to there already are, for one, the casting digging into it versus, like, come
Mhm.
on, it's the Odyssey, it's a story, let's put whoever we want in there. But, getting everybody to talk the same. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a lot of judgment when it comes to that movie.
For sure, for
But
sure.
Paprika definitely, I think, outshines Inception.
And I think just to add a hot take and to get this talking point out, this is one of the better. This is a film about making movies. Like there's
Yeah.
a scene where the detective is in the theater with Paprika and he's talking about like the line of sight and like the different things and her love of movies, and it's trying to get him to admit or to love having a love of movies, and like that whole dynamic. I absolutely love that they're able to subtly sneak that in there to be relatively important aspect of
Yeah.
the movie, Next category, the Winona Ryder. I'm stealing this. Best proper clothing to take. So granted, it's animated.
Yes.
Let's play along. Is there anything from this film, assuming it was real, that you would have liked to take, outfit, prop, or otherwise?
Paprika's hair.
I knew you were gonna love her hair. Little pixie dream girl. I was like, oh, that's Erica's move.
I love her. I love her. Yeah, her hair. So
You
cute.
got her. You got her for next Halloween. Paprika. That'd
No,
be a
I
deep
think
cut.
I'm growing my hair out, to be
You're
honest,
over
but
it.
we'll see.
Wow. You got
I'm
a
in the
couple
weird
months under the belt.
I'm in the weird medium stage right now where I
Mm,
just
mhm,
hate
mhm.
everything it does.
I see. Got it. Well, we'll get you the paprika bob or pixie cut, so then you can fluctuate. So granted, maybe these are characters, but I'm gonna assume they're props. But like the marching frog band, I thought were pretty dope with like the clarinets, and
That's fair.
it's
That's
on
fair.
brand for my love of reptiles, amphibians.
I love frogs
Um,
too. I changing my
also,
answer. I want the frog man.
you're just taking my answers. Fuck out of here. I claimed it. Okay, you could have that. I don't know what I would use it for. Let's not get too freaky here. But I did like the butterfly table that she
Okay.
ends up laying on that has like the wings on it.
Mhm.
Um,
You can
you
use it
know,
for meditation,
you could use it for meditation.
for
Sure.
charcuterie,
Absolutely. Charcuterie. Yep, yep.
for naps.
Put a nice spread there.
See,
Um,
now with me, the frog band, I would teach them the same song that the frogs from Shrek sing at the
oh, here
king's
we go.
funeral. That way
Erase
they
the whiteboard. Erase the whiteboard for how many episodes Erica hasn't mentioned Shrek.
Ah,
We're back to zero.
that's
Okay.
so funny.
And then the last thing is obviously like the DC Mini itself, like the device to enter
Yeah.
dreams.
I don't
Assuming
know
it
that I'd
worked.
want that.
Would you? Here's a question.
No.
Would you? Hold
No.
on, hold on. Would you be interested in sharing a dream with someone? Is that an
Well, I
experience?
have.
Ooh, ooh.
So we're not gonna get into this.
Come on, that sounds good. You can't tease like that.
Well,
What do you
like, I
mean?
mean, just think about like the astrophysical space that we have here around us, right? And if we're able to be lucid in our dreams, we're able to travel and astral project into other people's dreams. I
Okay,
have shared a dream. We're not gonna actually talk about it because it is private. But I have shared a dream with someone before. I'm not gonna put them on
that
blast or anything, but
sign up to our Patreon for Erica's ASMR and shared dream experience.
shared dreams. No, it's I don't know that I'd let I don't know. You have to like really get into like what you believe dreams do for you. And I don't
Mm,
need somebody else to
in
be
there.
in there influencing anything at all. Because
Mm,
for me too, it's like a lot of information is received from your dreams.
sure.
Don't need anybody interfering with that.
Is that different than doing a shared mushroom trip as far as how it can influence where your brain goes, you know?
Sir, we're getting into it. It's the same plane. You're on the same plane. So once you can learn how to do it yourself,
No DC mini required
yeah,
or mushrooms.
no DC.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Takes a lot of like inner peace and stability though.
Folks, have you shared dreams with people?
Yeah, let me
Mushroom trips?
hear. Or like, what's your craziest dream? Because I was a pirate in a past life. So
A pirate?
yeah.
Do you know like what waters you were sailing or
From what I understand, the Mediterranean.
good sea to be in? Good sea to be in.
Well,
Okay.
during certain times, yes. During certain
Okay.
times, no.
Fair enough. Castaway recasting. Who would you recast in a role here in this movie? It's really tough to do because these are all Japanese actors, voice actors, which,
So I was
unfortunate.
curious with that too, because we don't necessarily have to like recast any of them, but like with all of like the Studio Ghibli movies, like they do dub them. So like who would you
Mm.
dub maybe as
Oh,
Paprika?
interesting. Okay.
Because I mean, very popular amongst Studio Ghibli is Christian Bale, and he absolutely loves it. He kills it. We've had Robert Pattinson in it, Dakota Fanning. There's been a
Is there any
lot of
particular role you would assign to them?
well, for Paprika.
What about Elle Fanning for Paprika?
That's who I was thinking of because she's a little bit softer. I can't remember if her or Dakota was the one who did Coraline. I believe it's Dakota. So like I said, if we maybe dubbed this, we don't necessarily have to replace the actors' voices because I think that does a disservice to people who
That, yeah, for sure.
read
That's fair.
subtitles.
It was Dakota Fanning, by the
It
way,
was
that did
Dakota Fanning,
Coraline.
yeah. I don't know, I mean,
I
somebody
think I
who
like.
yeah, I for
I,
me, even maybe like a Liv Tyler, and maybe that's just because I just watched, Lord of the Rings again. Am I frozen?
your faces.
It's so embarrassing, I
It's a
could
good
see my
face.
face. Anyway,
Wait, hold on. Typically, when you freeze like that, the video does go out on the back end, so you might want to leave and come back.
oh, okay, hold on, let me just
All
leave.
right, that's gonna be a good face though. So Liv
Uh,
Tyler, because you just saw her in Lord of the Rings.
yeah, and she has like but the problem is I don't want it to be too deep, right? Because she goes an octave deeper in Lord of the Rings, and it's a known fact. Like she had to do training to like train herself to be down here in the
Hmm.
ethereal. So like maybe her regular voice would be like perfect for Paprika.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I was just looking at some other actors that have done voice work, and I hope he has the best health. I know he probably couldn't do it today, but if we go back to 2006, have Tim Curry
Oh,
be the chairman,
yes.
because
And
like he
he
plays a good villain.
he does, right? Because we get his voice, in Fern Gully, and
Right.
I mean, the song itself is
It's a
obviously,
banger.
like, a banger, like, it just slaps every time you hear it.
All-time
But you
banger for
just you
sure.
know he's evil, like, like, no matter the charm or the convincing he's trying to do that would be a really good for the chairman. That's a good pick.
There
I
we
like
go.
that.
We'll do that. Respect to Tim Curry as the chairman of the board. Okay. The Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito and Twins double feature. What are some double feature recommendations? What would you pair with Paprika?
You actually have one on your board behind you that I was thinking about, The Watchmen.
Oh,
Um,
dope. Yeah.
I I don't know if you know this about me. I love this movie. This is a comfort movie to me. This is
Cool.
a movie that if it's on the screen, I'm sat watching it. I don't wanna say it's my only movie from Zack Snyder that I like. There's definitely scenes from other movies that I like,
Sure.
but this one just, like, really hits for me.
Have you seen the
But
show?
it's no, and
Dude, Erica, you
somebody
gotta watch it.
yes.
You got
I was very hesitant because I did not
you
want
gotta do it.
to I think I have to pull the trigger because you're, like, the 5th person this
It's so
past month
good.
that I've
It's
heard that
different,
from.
but it's so much more impactful, relevant, culturally important. Like,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I heard that it, like, takes a shift more into, like
and it's like a sequel. Like it's after the events of like Watchmen.
okay, I didn't know that.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I didn't really because I didn't like I said, I didn't wanna ruin anything
So, okay, I'll
I
stop
had thought
talking. I'll talk,
movie.
but
Okay,
check it
okay,
out.
okay.
Check it out.
Um,
I would argue like the show spiritually actually pairs better to Paprika as far as the things it's doing. But
got
just
it.
the imagination and creativity of like a
Well,
superhero take
it's
is
more
good.
so along the lines of, like, how Rorschach's journal was, right? So, like,
Mm,
you're not really like, you're seeing the movie, but they're all his memories. They're all of how
mm.
it happened from his point of view of how they so I kinda liked and you get the fluidity, and then for those of you who haven't seen The Watchmen, it's been out for fucking years, like, go watch it. But, the ending when he kills Rorschach
Spoiler alert.
spoiler well, that's what I said, if you haven't
Sure,
watched
sure,
it,
sure.
go watch it. Um, it's like that completeness of the story, like, you get the, "Oh, shit, okay," like, and then the same thing at Paprika where you're like, "Oh, shit, okay," like, that same kinda, like, resolution type.
And I think like Paprika, it is an animated. Well, the comic is obviously illustrated. The movie is live action. I
Mhm.
do believe there's actually an animated Watchmen 2 out there, I think.
I'm
I
not
think.
the one to ask. I'm
But
gonna
but
say yes, but I'm not sure.
but all that to say that I think, like, it's for adults. Like, it's not a kid's
Yes.
superhero story, and
Mm,
same for Paprika, who is a superhero of sorts, so.
yeah.
I have 2 that I wanna recommend, one of which I haven't seen. The one I haven't seen, but has been on my list, is a film that Satoshi Kon did before this called Perfect Blue. Now, this, if I'm not mistaken, is currently streaming on Netflix. The reason why I'm recommending it is obviously it's the same director, but I've actually heard a lot of the concepts that are happening in Paprika are actually better in Perfect Blue. So that's one I'm probably going to revisit here or not revisit, visit at some time, because it's been on my watch list and I've heard great things about it. So I'm going to check that out. The other one I've brought up during our underappreciated Halloween episode that we did, Mad God, which I'm sure you haven't watched yet, Erica.
I have
Um,
not.
so that one, as far as like the surrealistic, like what the fuck is going on, um, lines up pretty well with this. But instead of it being in a dream, he's pretty much in, like, I think, what was it, like a hell or like a purgatory kind of thing, and there's all these
Yeah,
creature he's got to battle through. So just for the animation style of it all, I would recommend Mad God.
nice.
Time for our awards. First up, the Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman Big Mistake Huge Award, which goes to the biggest nitpick. Hard to have nitpicks in a dream movie.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was gonna talk to you about, because like, especially when you're in a movie like this, you're not really looking for the nitpick. So I don't know that I have a nitpick about the movie.
I have one, because I'm
Okay.
I'm focusing more on like the storyline of it all, and it's that
Okay.
Atsuko, who's the therapist who doubles as Paprika, she ends up falling for Dr. Tokita, who's like the fat guy.
Yeah.
She ends up falling for him in the end, and I didn't feel it was really deserved. Like, it's insinuated that he's into her in different ways, some of which aren't completely comfortable. But for her to, like, now that they've, he's in the hospital, and they solved the dream issue, she's like there and just willing to be with him. I didn't really see any chemistry with her to him outside of
Yeah.
like a working relationship. You know what I mean?
They could have maybe geared it a little bit more platonically, or like, okay, we can be like here
Mm-hmm.
instead of here.
Sure. And
Yeah,
for those just listening, Erica did movements with her hands.
I always forget. You're
to
not like on the same level playing field. You're not intertwined.
No need to be
They
intertwined, but
didn't
at
really
least
need they didn't really need to be intertwined. They could have just been like on a level playing field
there
with
didn't
them.
need to be a romantic aspect
Yeah.
to the movie.
Agreed. I think you know what? It's kind of crazy. I think I because we just had Project Hail Mary, and even Ryan Gosling was saying in an interview, because they're like, "Oh, like, do they end up together in the future? Do you think they go back?" And it's like, that wasn't what they were in love with. Like, they were in love with each other's brains. Like, they were just happy to, have somebody on the intellectual level where they can appreciate it. It
For
wasn't
sure.
it wasn't romantic at
Yeah.
all. It was like a really deep-seated love and appreciation for how the other person thought.
It's such a slippery slope so many writers fall into, that there just
Yeah,
feels the
and,
need to
like,
have a romantic
you
dynamic.
don't.
Yeah.
You don't, and it's not for the lack of, I don't even wanna say it's for, like, the lack of romance in, like, the real world, because everybody, like, loves love. It just doesn't need to be forced when you have a great story
For
already.
sure. It's
Yeah,
just unnecessary. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel that.
Okay, so that's our Julia Roberts Nitpick Award. Goes to the romantic angle in this movie. This
This
one will
next
be this one will be fun. The John Leguizamo. This movie needs a Latin award. We need to add a Latin actor to this movie as a brand new character. So for this one, I did a little bit of digging for like,
Okay.
because I mean, again, I took it a bit literal meaning that they're speaking Japanese. And shout out to Iñaki Godoy, who is a Mexican actor who has studied Japanese for several years, does voice work, and he's someone that I thought would be a really cool introduction, to have a Latin Mexican in the movie that speaks Japanese. And as far as a character goes, I thought of like maybe literally it could be a cricket and act as like a Jiminy Cricket that's
I
like
literally was thinking like he needs to be an animal. Like
for
he
sure.
needs to be some type of like maybe like guide within the dream, or like it's their resident cat that they have that is around the therapy like office, and like it doesn't need the
Nice.
thing, it already knows how to enter dreams
They
or
kind of
something.
have that in K-pop Demon Hunter, right? Like that cat and bird combo that
Yeah,
pops up. It's
yeah,
kind of
kind of, but it's
so what I was thinking is that
yeah.
like in homage to like a Jiminy Cricket, that this cricket is kind of helping the detective in his dream like navigate him and let him know that he is in a dream, and to make conscious decisions, and kind of a bit of a support or cheerleader as he's navigating these dreams.
But I
Granted,
don't want him to be a cricket. I want him to be like something, or he's one of the frogs and the it's in the little.
in the band, you just give him some lines.
But you see him like throughout. Like you see him in the band at first, but then like he pops up.
And maybe he's well. See, but we need to give him lines. So I like what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
thinking.
Like he could still like give him, but like he's the only frog in the frog band that talks.
Okay, so
And then you
we're
see him
we're
like
giving up.
along.
We're saying fuck the homage to Jiminy Cricket, and we're making him a
I know.
wise frog that is part of the band, but he also pops up in different scenes, maybe in the background, but he does have moments of like wisdom that he shares
Yeah, or
about
like
his dream.
maybe pause to ask him questions, or like you said, he gives like insight or anything.
He's like a spiritual wise center of the
Yeah.
dream world. Okay, fair enough. We'll compromise. Give it to Iñaki Godoy as a spiritual frog, I guess. That's fine. You're lucky I like frogs. The Samwise Gamgee Most Underrated Character Award.
The frog we just made up.
Yeah, he's so underappreciated and rated. He's not even in the movie. Yeah. I would actually, so kind of, but different character.
Okay.
I feel like the two bartenders in the radio club
Yeah.
that come in like in the latter half of the movie, there's such a weird like centering to that place and to them. They don't have a lot of lines. They're not doing a lot. But I think without them, this movie is a bit more disconjointed. It's not as grounded. And I think the two bartenders, in a very subtle way, kind of like
I could get with that. Yeah,
they kind of draw the story together in like a centering place, and there's like the Shining energy coming from it, like being at this bar and like, do these people exist and whatever. So I like them as under.
I like that. I can get with that.
Love it. I think it's a completely different movie without them, to be honest. Like if you take the scenes that they're in out, it's like
it feels very all over the place.
They're like a gravitational center that's like grounding everything in a real positive way. Okay, awesome. Congratulations to the bartenders. The Daughter in Hereditary Oh Shit Moment Award. I mean, just the start of the whole, every scene, every cut.
You are walking into this film
like
the moment it's on. You're like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It kind of already sends you into that already. I don't know if it's like the Hereditary oh shit, because
it's like
hello.
Oh shit. Yeah.
But
well, is there a singular moment that sticks out to you where it is a bit more Hereditary oh shit? Like, oh shit.
I don't really think so. Kind of like you said, it was very fluid. So like when things did happen, I was like, all right, like, okay, like you were able to follow along, and for the most part. But I think the beginning,
sure.
The beginning,
like the initial like parade of like randomness.
Yeah, you're like, is anybody else seeing this?
Yeah. Is this supposed to be happening? Yeah. I had for the sake of the award, I had a couple. One, which is like these people start to try to like kill themselves by jumping out of windows or jumping off of buildings. There's a couple scenes where that happens, where the dream has overtaken their reality and they start talking in like parables and not really making sense, and then they're like essentially trying to kill themselves. But I think the real oh shit moment was the one I was alluding to earlier, when I believe his name is Dr. Morio Asani, who is like kind of a villain in disguise. Like, we didn't know he was a villain till the end, and he
Yeah.
has Paprika on that butterfly table, and he like starts touching her and like pushes on her pelvic area and like enters her, goes up her body, and essentially splits Paprika from the actual character Atsuko.
Atsuko.
Yeah, and like we see her and her face is just like split open. Paprika's face is like, that was pretty oh shit. Like
Yeah.
they've kind of been hovering around this like sexual dynamic, and then he just fucking goes for it. So that's my oh shit nominee. We're good with that?
That's pretty good, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next award, moving right along. The Rocky Balboa Gut Punch Award for most emotional scene.
See, I would argue that your oh shit moment for me was the most emotional scene.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it might have hit maybe a little bit different for women in
Sure.
that scenario.
Triggering.
Yeah,
Trigger warning.
very.
Trigger warning. Yeah.
Trigger
That's
warning.
fair.
Yeah, for sure.
I had when, so the whole time the detective is kind of going through this loop of a dream where someone got killed and he's trying to chase the perp and he can never catch up to him. And that's in parallel to this dynamic of him and his best friend, who was really into movies and he wasn't. And he feels like by not following on and becoming a filmmaker and whatever, that he let his buddy down. And there's a scene where he's crossing a reflection and he sees his old friend, and he's like, you didn't let me down. You just chose a different path, and like, you're living a movie in real life. Like, you didn't let me down, you know? And I felt that was kind of emotional. Like, it gave him that closure of guilt that was kind of feeding into this looping dream he had. So for men, it's that one. For women, it's Paprika getting entered very aggressively.
Yeah. I mean, because we say it's a gut punch, and like we said, if you're watching that scene, it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Didn't think she'd have to go through that kind of thing.
Sure. That's fair. We'll do co-winners there. How about that? The Coleman Domingo Best Dressed Award. I can imagine you want to go with Paprika, because she does have a few different outfits.
Yeah. She's just, I just love her.
She
such a good film.
She has like a Tinkerbell Fairy outfit at one point. She has a bellhop
And I think
outfit.
I do like the Tinkerbell fairy outfit she has on, just because it's like, she's a fairy. Which I mean, it's always like so interesting, right? Because there's definitely like parables and tales and folklore about like certain people of the fae who are able to enter your dreams. So it was almost like, even with her different outfits, she was like, well, we can enter your dreams this way and this way and this way and this way. And so it was kind of interesting for me. But I liked the fairy outfit the best.
My nominee is I think his name is Shima Torataro, who is the doctor with the big old glasses.
Yeah.
Like his outfit was relatively
a little funky guy.
It was kind of a relatively standard scientist doctor outfit, but even in his dream, when he's like the emperor and he's got the crown and all that, it's pretty elaborate.
Very ostentatious. Yeah.
And I think just his look is very, like, it sticks out.
So you like his outfit when he's got the crown on, or you like him when he looks like a square bear?
They're two very different looks. I think his like reality look stands out. Like, it's very vivid in his look with his glasses and everything. Okay. But as far as best dress, we can go Paprika, because she has the best diversity in outfits.
She's the star of the show.
Sure. New Director Who Dis Award is for a director whose version we'd like to see. You talk. Okay. Go ahead.
I have some thoughts about this. I don't know exactly like how much directing he did, writing, producing, yada yada. But I think someone like Adam Scott with how he portrayed himself in Severance and kinda having that workplace barrier of, like, what's real, what do I remember? I think that would be so fun to, like, see him maybe adapt his own.
Well, you wouldn't go with Ben Stiller then as the director since he directed Severance?
I've just heard a lot of the ideas that have, like, come directly, like, from Adam, like, that he's introduced into his character, into the show, of, like, how he feels about that. It's not that I don't like Ben Stiller, I just love Adam Scott.
Sure.
So I would wanna see him, but
Okay. Okay.
I'd be interested to see his take.
So my nomination might be a bit predictable or straightforward, but to have Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli take a shot at this and it be
Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli, and have it be more kid friendly, to have like an introduction for kids into a dream world, and maybe some of those adult themes are like
Like,
are
more like kid, like, bullying or, like,
sure,
um
yeah, and maybe like the dynamic of like fear or insecurity, like as a child, that feeds into this dream that they're in, but Miyazaki's like creative imagination being able to still be about dreams but have it be kid friendly, so then it's a bit more
he
accessible.
just tackles that inner guilt and so good, and that
Yeah,
inner child's so good. It's gonna wreck you.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
If he's making the movie, you're bawling your eyes out at the end of it.
Then there's multiple gut Rocky Balboa gut punches for
Yeah.
emotional scenes. Okay, well, we'll award it to Miyazaki. Great. Um, and the Oscar goes to, if we could award an Oscar, who would you give it to?
What would you, I guess, best animated? I'm not sure what else was,
Well, so that's a great point. I forgot to mention. So in the Oscars
because,
this
like,
year,
was that the year for Kung Fu Panda?
no. So
Because that was a good year.
it didn't win any Oscars, but for animated feature, there were only 3 nominees. I'll name them to
Okay.
you: Monster House, Cars, and the winner, Happy Feet. This is better than all 3 of those bitches put together. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So we could go animated
Um,
feature.
what a lineup, though. Happy Feet, phenomenal movie. Cars, great. Okay. Not the best Pixar, but pretty good. What was the other one?
Monster House.
Movie smacks.
You
And
you and
movies.
Adrian like that one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
it's highly underrated.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
highly underrated. Um, yeah, this would have won
Yeah,
over all of
for
those.
sure. I
Yeah.
don't know
I
about
I
at
would
the
even,
time as far as like the way the Academy worked, but
no,
yeah,
definitely not at the time. Now, 100%.
for sure.
And I'd even go so far as I would even put this in, like, an international
Oh,
film
wow.
scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. Best international
Yeah.
film. I like that. I
Mhm.
like that. So I had, even again, expanding beyond animated feature, my nominees were Best Director for Khan,
Okay.
or even Best Adapted Script, because the script writing of this is
Yeah.
like next level.
Mhm.
So I would say either
Out of curiosity, did Inception win for any kind of screenplay or script or anything?
I think it did. I
We'll
think it
give
did.
whatever it won for that, we'll give that award to Paprika.
It won. So, like I said, I was right. Inception won 4 Oscars. It won. Wow. Damn, dude.
Is it controversial?
Okay, let me start. Let me start with the nominees. So it was nominated for 8. It got nominated for Best Achievement in Art Direction. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Sorry, it got nominated for Best Achievement Art Direction. It got nominated for Best Original Screenplay. Original Screenplay. Original
Yeah.
Screenplay.
False.
And it also got nominated for Best Picture. It also it
Interesting.
also got nominated for Best Achievement in Music, which Hans Zimmer deserves that. Like his
Yeah.
scores always fucking hit. But it did win for Best Achievement in Visual Effects, Best Achievement in Sound Editing, Best Achievement in Sound Mixing, and it won Best Cinematography.
Guess what, Paprika? You won all of those awards.
We're giving all of Inception's wins
Whatever
to.
Inception won, Paprika, those are yours, baby.
There you go. Fair enough. Well, multi-Oscar award-winning film,
Because, like,
Paprika, according
regardless,
to
okay, hear
this.
me out, right? Regardless if he wrote it back in 2001, when did Inception come out?
2010.
Okay. And if Paprika came out in 2006, you definitely took visually some scenes
There's just
from
no doubt. I
Paprika.
mean, there's plenty of clips you can see
Yeah.
online of like Paprika's scene, Inception scene, and it's literally like frame
It's
for
like
frame.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt floating through the air in the exact way that Paprika
Or like when
is.
Elliot, at the time, Elliot Page, like touches just the glass and it breaks reality. Like we have that in Paprika. Like there's
Yeah.
multiple shots that Inception had to have taken from Paprika. They're just too similar.
Don't be a dirty fucking liar, Christopher Nolan.
We love you, Christopher Nolan. Just own it. It's fine. Like you're incredibly
Yeah, no,
inspired.
it's not. He had his own twists on it. You can be inspired by other people, but it's not original, baby.
IMDb Trivia. There wasn't too much because I think this film doesn't get the love that it should get. But again, everyone should see this. I double down on what Erica said. This needs a re-release. If you ever see it in your local theater playing,
Go
like
watch
grab
it.
those tickets for sure. Okay, IMDb Trivia. The tall and short bartenders who are underrated. Underrated Samwise Gamgee character are voiced by Satoshi Kon and by the original author of the novel, I'm gonna mess up his name again. Sorry, Yasutaka Tsutsui. Oh, sorry. My brain has challenges. So anyways, they voiced the short and tall bartenders. How fucking fitting that that's the center of the movie. Like we were saying,
Yeah.
like they fucking voiced that. It took a year and a half for the storyboard to be drawn. Satoshi Kon also had to draw the storyboard before the script was finished in order to fully understand how to capture images from the novel.
Nice.
At around 31 minutes, there's a
I need to
painting
read
of
the novel.
I mean, honestly, I looked into it. Like, I'm down to read that. That's our next book club. At around 31 minutes, a painting of a sphinx and a warrior holding a spear appear in the background. Later in the dream, Paprika and Asane turn into the same figures, and that's at around 54 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize there was a painting. Maybe I just missed that.
There's so much happening on the screen. It's easy to miss.
At around first 30 minutes.
At around 43 minutes, when Paprika interviews Kanakawa in his filmmaker guise, his mannerism and appearance resemble that of Akira Kurosawa, incredibly legendary Japanese director. Again, incredible homage to pay there.
Yeah.
At around 54 minutes, while trying to escape being captured, Paprika enters a room with numerous classical paintings by Ingres et al. On the theme of Opidia. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me, folks. On the theme of Oedipus and the Sphinx, the painting she enters. The painting she enters is by Gustave Moreau, the original held at the Met in New York. At around an hour 25, at the end of the film, when Kagawa Toshimi finally goes to the movies, the camera slowly scrolls over the movie posters, and the most visible ones are from Satoshi Kon's previous 3 movies, Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress, and Tokyo Godfathers. And I did catch that. I did catch that when you see the theater marquee, like it shows his movies. Super cool touch. Paprika is the last feature film by Satoshi Kon, who died in 2010 from pancreatic cancer the same year Inception came out. Coincidence? And lastly,
it's hard because it's pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, that's
so
tough beat.
It's like one that like you don't survive from.
Yeah, tough beat. Fuck cancer. Last bit. In Satoshi Kon's final testament, he said, "With feelings of gratitude for all that is good in this world, I put down my pen. Well, I'll be leaving now." And that is Paprika.
Bye.
That is see you in our dreams. Incredible film. I highly recommend. If you made it this far, I still don't feel like we necessarily spoiled too much because there's just so much happening in this movie.
Which I kind of like that we didn't, because like you said, it's not a wide scene movie. So if people do end up coming across this and have the opportunity, yeah.
This is a great, it's not about the end, it's about the journey. Like the journey is this movie, and there's
But you'll be satisfied with the end.
For sure. Unlike Super Mario Galaxy. Make sure to follow us across all our socials. Seen This Pod. Go to seenthispod.com to find all of our episodes and filmmaker interviews. As I mentioned, I will be having an interview with Vanessa Estevez for her short animated film, Christopher and the Bug. Eric, I'll see if I can get that to you. I think you'd appreciate it. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Then you can tell me some questions to ask. And then next Monday, will we be talking in more depth about Super Mario Galaxy movie, or will we focus on the drama? Stay tuned. Make sure to follow us on our subscription. Subscribe, seenthispod.com/subscribe. And until next time, stay safe.